Robb Elementary will not open. No student or staff will return to the site of the deadliest school massacre in almost a decade. Okay, so they're not even opening the school. We're not going back to the campus. Uvalde Consolidated Independent School District Superintendent Hall Harrell. NANI? Dynamite! Uvalde, Texas, where 3 months ago, just about 3 months ago, that school shooting took place, and 19 kids and two adults were taken out by a mass shooter. My name's Cheryl. This is the Identity Booth, and I just wanted to bring light to this. And I don't really know. I kind of don't know the whole fooling of this. The thing that's kind of just crazy to me is that like this school is even still open, right? Like, I don't know what would possess somebody to let their child back into this school. But when you're coming from a poor community that only has one school, one public school in the school district to facilitate these type of kids, what can you do, right? Uvalde children's returned to school after 21 students. Wow, I thought it was 19 students. 21 students. Oh, and a teacher. Yeah, I was right. Were slaughtered, but some kids refuse to go back to the classrooms. Absolutely. There's no way as a parent, like there's nothing you could tell me as a parent or as a child that would make me believe after experiencing that this school is going to find a way to keep me safe. I would have left the state, the city. If I had the means to, I would have left the state, the city, the state, whatever, shit. Leave the country. Because there's no way you're going to tell me that if something happens in this school again, that the police department is going to be prepared. There's no way you're going to tell me that the police department are going to have a measured response to anything that happens in Uvalde ever again. So if there's a call about a kid walking down the street and with an unidentified item in hand, they're coming out guns blazing, they're going to just shoot that person flat. Because at this, I always say this, and people think I'm crazy when I say this. Like, by nature, we are reactionary people, a reactionary group of people. A kid gets hit by a car, instead of them to put, speed radars at the beginning of each block to just document the speed and send a ticket if they're speeding, they put speed bumps in the road. That fucks up your suspension, and now you get to know the feeling of what it's like to hit a kid in your car every time you go over that fucking bound. It's crazy how reactionary we are and how we just don't think far enough ahead, right? And maybe there's something to be said here about Texas's lax gun laws, but that can only be determined. Martinez spent his final hours or seconds second grade hiding under a desk until bullets flew through Robb Elementary. By the end of the carnage, 19 of his schoolmates and 2 teachers were killed. Now, Martinez, who's supposed to start 3rd grade Tuesday, which is today, doesn't want to set foot in another classroom, his father said. I went and talked to my son and told him they're gonna have more cops. That's not a confidence booster. More cops. There was 15 cops in that hallway, waiting on a key, waiting on a shield, waiting on 2 shields, waiting on shotguns, waiting on armor. 49% of the city's taxes go to that police department. There's going to be more cops. They're going to have higher fences, and he wasn't having it. Said Martinez's father, Adam. He said it doesn't matter. They're not going to protect us. He knows. He knows at a ripe young age there's no way back from this for him. Can you blame him? A 3rd grader. God bless his soul, man. Martinez's fear is not unfounded. Since the tragic end to the last school year, the grief enveloping. Why can't I say this? Enveloping. Wow, I'm really struggling today. What is this word?
Enveloping.
Yeah, enveloping. Okay, I'm not losing my mind. Enveloping Uvalde, Texas has been compounded by outrage. Families learned law enforcement officers waited 70 minutes before entering the two classrooms where 19 students and two teachers lay mortally wounded. I'm just like sort of like reliving the whole event of when this happened, because we went live when this happened. And authorities repeatedly changed their stories about what happened. Oh yeah, and they started lying. Damn, I remember now. Robb Elementary will not open. No student or staff will return to the site of the deadliest school massacre in almost a decade. Okay, so they're not even opening the school. We're not going back to the campus. Uvalde Consolidated Independent School District Superintendent Hall Harrell said in June. Oh yeah, the chief of police was fired. Didn't even show up to he was talking about, this isn't a fair place to have a debate on whether I'm wrong or not. You are a public servant being talked about in the public square. Cops are so confident when they have their ego to back them up. And that's what this whole entire episode is about. What happens when a cop's ego is bruised? With the moment the cop doesn't feel confident, they become extremely inefficient. They're super inefficient to start with, but the moment you bruise a cop's ego, they're unusable. They're literally unusable. Second and third grade at Robb last year will go to a new Uvalde Elementary located in an existing educational complex in town. Many Robb Elementary teachers have relocated to Uvalde Elementary, and some students have left the school district entirely. So this school isn't reopening, which is good. Burn the fucking place down. It's like a church with blood in it. Burn the whole school down. There's no way I would ever let anybody I love or hate probably into that school. So I'm interested to know, like, there's not going to be. The thing that's crazy is like they got this guy. And he's murdered. I believe they killed the shooter, and the police officer, the chief of police, he's not going to jail. So none of these people will ever get the resolve or get any solace in knowing that something different has changed or something else is going to be happening. Like, there's no resolve for this. So, you can only hope something like this doesn't ever happen again. But seeing how gun laws are in this country, far and in between.